After unintentionally ruining SpongeBob's garden, Patrick Star finds himself puzzled over 3 bags each starting with an S, which he believes makes them basically cousins, leading him to sit down at lunchtime with a massive basket of fries to season them, only to mistakenly grab the bag of silt instead of salt, creating a cloud of fine brown dust that covers everything as he excitedly declares it extra seasoning, followed by a series of crunches that leads to SpongeBob revealing the reality that he's just covered his fries in dirt. Determined to get it right, Patrick decides to try the second bag marked road salt, enthusiastically pouring an excessive amount onto his fries until they vanish beneath a thick white layer, confidently claiming that now they're extra salty, only to be met with dismay and a shocking facial reaction after tasting them, while SpongeBob desperately shouts that road salt isn't meant for eating, leading to a humorous moment where Patrick, despite realizing his mistake, takes another bite and muses that it still doesn't compare to the salt found in restaurants. In an attempt to find clarity amidst his confusion, Patrick sets up a scientific experiment by arranging 3 separate piles labeled table salt, road salt, and silt, and begins to taste each one, much to SpongeBob's dismay as he cries out for Patrick to stop, only for Patrick to insist that he's conducting important science, eventually leading him to scribble down his findings on a clipboard, noting that table salt is simply salty, road salt is far too salty, and his shocking conclusion for silt is crunchy salt, which prompts SpongeBob to exclaim that silt isn't salt at all, to which Patrick responds with bewilderment about how they are only a letter apart. In a final act of confusion, Patrick, still grappling with the differences between the materials, takes the remaining bag of silt and sprinkles it across the icy sidewalk outside, instantly transforming it into a muddy brown slurry, much to the surprise of several fish who start sliding through it as Patrick looks at the chaotic mess he created, then glances back and forth between his fries and the bag, finally realizing with a hint of horror that what he has just used could only be described as sidewalk seasoning, prompting SpongeBob to enthusiastically confirm his realization, leading Patrick to ponder this new discovery before quietly adding more silt onto one of his fries, concluding with the observation that they still taste earthy. As Patrick sits on a nearby park bench, still pondering over his culinary misadventures, he looks down at a fry topped with the remaining silt, wearing a perplexed expression, while SpongeBob, standing next to him with a grin, crosses his arms and watches his friend's continued confusion with amusement, prompting Patrick to muse aloud about the combination of flavors he's experienced and the curious concept of earthy fries, leading SpongeBob to emphasize that perhaps experimenting with edible seasoning from the kitchen would yield far tastier results instead. With a newfound determination to reclaim his reputation as a fry connoisseur, Patrick gazes thoughtfully at a small container of regular table salt he managed to find, all while eyeing the brightly lit sign for a diner proclaiming "Best Fries in Bikini Bottom," which inspires him to venture inside, where he enthusiastically begins to generously sprinkle the appropriate seasoning over his fries, bringing a wave of laughter from SpongeBob, who cannot help but point out Patrick's previously misguided attempts as he joyfully watches his friend finally savor the deliciousness of properly salted fries amidst the jubilant atmosphere filled with other sea creatures relishing their meals. As Patrick sinks his teeth into a big plate of perfectly salted fries at the diner, a look of pure delight washes over his face as he experiences the joy of proper seasoning for the first time, causing SpongeBob to clap enthusiastically beside him in celebration of this newfound culinary success, while all around them a lively atmosphere fills the diner with an array of other cheerful sea creatures happily enjoying their own meals, creating a heartwarming scene that captures the essence of friendship and the simple pleasure of good food.